Hello students, we are continuing with one of the topics of chapter 6. Chapter 6 is challenges of cultural diversity. One of the topic which we'll be covering today is communalism. Now communalism, you must have heard this word. It's common in our society, communalism, community. So you can guess that it's something related to our community, religion. So let's study a little more in detail about the word term communalism. Communalism means aggressive chauvinism. Aggressive, like when community comes in people's mind, or when question related to their community comes, they get aggressive. So that is why we can say, if you have to write an answer, you can just learn this. Communalism is aggressive chauvinism based on religious identity. Chauvinism is an attitude where you feel that your religion is superior, much better than the other religion. You take a pride in your religion. You feel that you are more superior, the others are inferior, they're illegitimate, they're opposed. That is called chauvinism. In everyday language, the word communalism refers to aggressive chauvinism based on religious identity. Chauvinism is an attitude that sees one's own group as the only legitimate or worthy group, with others seen as inferior, illegitimate and opposed. So if I'm being chauvinistic, that means I have a superiority complex. I feel all the others are just worthless, they are illegitimate, they are inferior to me. Okay, so you understood the word chauvinism. Again, communalism, that is aggressive political ideology, is linked with religion. Communalism means love for your religion. When we have love towards our religion, that is communalism, but that love is in a negative way. It's not a positive feeling. In the English language, communal means something related to community. Simply in English, if we see the English meaning of the word communalism, it means related to community or collectivity and in English meaning, it's neutral. Neutral means it's not negative or positive, it's neutral. Whereas in South Asian meaning, in India is a part of South Asia. So if we see the South Asian meaning of communalism, that means it is strongly charged. That means communalism is taken in a negative way, because in India or in South Asia, we get very aggressive when our community comes into the question, and people are ready to do anything if their community is threatened. That means strongly charged. But in English language, the term is neutral, not positive, not negative. The Western meaning of communalism is to do with community, which is a group of people doing something in common. Communalism is more to do with politics than religion in India. But if we go into more detail about the Indian society, we realize that communalism is much more than religion also. And in India, the political leaders, to take votes and to make sure that they have victory in the elections, they use community to get their votes. They use religion in a negative way. India is a diverse country. We've already studied, when we know this, India is a diverse country because there are more people and diversity, and that is why in India we have more issue of communalism, more problem or challenges of communalism. The communalist develops aggressive political identity which condenses every other religion and leads to communal riots. Communalist person, they are very aggressive. They have a political identity and they feel that all the other religion other than their own, they feel that they are much more superior, legitimate, worthy, and whereas the others are illegitimate, inferior. So this negative attitude of theirs leads to many problems, and because of that there are communal rights also. Imagine we are staying in a society, like in your class, suppose one person is there, like suppose every individual in the class has an attitude and feels that they are more worthy, they are not appreciating other others' qualities, even if it's very good. So that will of course lead to conflicts and quarrels, and uh, will develop a very negative scene. So that leads to communal riots. When communal riots is when two communities, they clash with each other and they are not ready to understand or appreciate each other. That is why they come into riots with each other. That is called communal riots. So during communal riots, people become fearless, faceless, fearless, because the question that time their mind stops working and the question of their community is in their mind. So they don't fear even death that time, and they just want to destroy the other community who is in opposition to them. Faceless, faceless means which has no face. Like suppose like what happened in Gujarat violence in 2002. Muslims and Hindus were in clash with each other. There were riots, Hindu Muslim riots. So people become faceless. You don't know who's done the crime, who's not done the crime. It's just a mob, an aggressive mob with a very negative attitude for the opposite community. So people become faceless, fearless during communal riots. A communalist develops aggressive political identity. The same thing I've written in bold, so you have to learn these words. They are willing to kill, rape, loot. So people of one community are very easily, they are ready to kill the community, the people of other community. They are willing to rape, they are willing to loot. They forget everything, they forget all the values, and they just fall trapped to this this negative in superiority complex which they develop. A commonly cited justification is to avenge the death or dishonor suffered to their co-religionist. This means suppose I am a Muslim and my friend, another Muslim, has been hurt by a Hindu. So I will not see that maybe my friend may be wrong or something. I will just, that time only thing will come into my mind is I'll get suddenly very negative. I will just take it up as a question of pride, as a question of dishonor, and that time all my thinking power reduces, and then I get indulged into communal riots. So to avenge the death means to take revenge. One community gets into clash with the other community, and they say they are doing it for their community, which is wrong. Two most traumatic instances of communal violence in India, of riots in India, is the anti-Sikh riots in Delhi and the Gujarat riots in 2002. So what happened in anti-Sikh riots was that Indira Gandhi was killed by her own bodyguards who were Sikh. So that is why many supporters of Indira Gandhi, they started killing Sikh. That is why it's called anti-Sikh riots. It was against the Sikhs. I'll read it out from here. After the assassination means murder, of Indira Gandhi on 31st October 1984 by two of her Sikh bodyguards, anti-Sikh riots erupted. Erupted means began the following day. The next day after she was being killed, the supporters of Indira Gandhi, as they came to know that Indira Gandhi has been killed by Sikh bodyguards, people suddenly turned against the whole Sikh community. They continued in some areas for several days, killing more than 3,000 Sikhs in New Delhi. Imagine the mistake or the crime which was done by the Sikh bodyguards. It was taken out on the whole Sikh community. So 3,000 Sikhs were killed in New Delhi, and estimated around 8,000, 17,000 were killed in 46 cities across India. So this was only in Delhi 3,000 were killed, and across India 40 cities. So this is not the right thing, as only those two Sikh had done the crime, but the whole community had to suffer because of this. And this is because of the aggressive chauvinism which we all hold in our minds, and when we all tend to get very hostile and very violent. Another instance is 2002 Gujarat riots, also known as 2002 Gujarat violence, and the Gujarat program was a 3-day period of intercommunal violence in the western Indian state of Gujarat. Gujarat is in the west of India, that's why we say western Indian state. Following the initial riots incidents, there were further outbreaks of violence in Ahmedabad. Cities which are affected because of this were Ahmedabad, violence against the minority Muslim population. For the next year, a burning of the train in Godhra on 27 February 2002 caused the death of 58 Hindu pilgrims returning from Ayodhya, is cited as having instigated the violence. This means we had the riots in 2002, the Gujarat riots between Hindu and Muslims. Was that Hindus, they were returning from Ayodhya after their religious trip, and they were killed by the Muslims. So in retaliations, so many Hindus, they killed the Muslims. So this was on the name of, same way like the anti-Sikh riots in Delhi, they didn't find out who had killed the Hindus or which were those few people who had killed the Hindus, but instead of that, they took the revenge on the whole Muslim community. You can see the picture here, anti-Sikh riots in 1984, anti-Muslim violence in 2002. Reason for communal riots in India are political instigation, when they are politically instigated, when the negative aggressive attitude of people is used by the political leaders in a negative way. That is one reason, politically instigated, political instigation. One community wants to take revenge on the other community, that's why communal riots happen. Another reason is to regain lost pride or protect the community. People feel that if they are indulging into riots, or when they are becoming fearless, faceless, becoming violent and attacking the another opposite community, they are in a way protecting their own community. So they have this feeling, that is why communal riots are there. But during communal riots, there is a loss of life, lot of destruction is there, poverty, assault. No one benefits basically from communal riots. There's a lot of loot, rape. And whenever there is communal riots, it is the government who should take responsibility in eradicating these communal negative feelings, and it is we citizens who should stand and not have such narrow attitudes towards our fellow citizens. We should remember that before belonging to our one community, we are all Indians. So this attitude has to change of us as Indians, then things would be much better. So this is enough for communalism. The next topic explained will be secularism. Please read it from the chapter also. If you don't understand, please contact me. Thank you.